fertility and what is birth control?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I'll start by saying that when we say fertility, it is when a couple is able to reproduce, you are able to give birth in simple terms. Yes, so that is fertility, ability to give birth or ability to produce your own kind. That is fertility.
Okay.
And then birth control is where you realize that, oh, either I'm not ready for a child or I've had enough children, so I want to control birth with a medicine, device, or by any method that will prevent pregnancy. Yeah, so
okay.
in short.
All right.
Yeah.
So that means birth fertility is the ability to give birth and ability to produce your kind. And birth control is controlling the birth. That's if you've had kids or you have a lot of kids and you want to control birth and not to. Okay, that's a good one. So what are the causes of female infertility? What can cause a female or a male infertility?
Thank you. I'd like to start with the female.
Okay.
With the female infertility. Most of the causes, because most women are not born infertile. But one way or the other, we realize can lead to infertility. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is where somebody experiences what we call ectopic pregnancy. The person becomes pregnant. Pregnancy starts from the tube, like I said. The egg is released from the tube, from the ovary through to the tube to the womb, where we see that the pregnancy is becoming big and your stomach is becoming big. Ideally, that is where the pregnancy is supposed to be. But from the ovaries, where the egg is released, if the pregnancy forms in the tubes and doesn't move to the womb to grow, but rather the pregnancy is established in the tube, we call it ectopic pregnancy. It's not supposed to be there. So it's an ectopic pregnancy, and it's very risky because as the pregnancy begins to grow, the tubes expand. But because it cannot expand larger like that of the womb, it may explode, it may rupture, and may cause serious complications in women. So with ectopic, the moment you see it, you need to get rid of the pregnancy. Sometimes it ruptures, so you need to quickly go in, clear the baby, and then in severe cases, you lose one of the tubes, and then you are left with only one. But where we are able to save the situation on time, that is when you report on time, and we are able to save the situation. Then we take off the pregnancy, and then you have your tube. Some people may have their tubes back, but they may be blocked, like I said, because due to the surgery, certain things may happen, and then it may lead to infertility in women. And then the other things, yes, that I want to talk about is some women have problems with their uterus. So I'm taking it from the angle, right from the ovary to the tubes and then to the uterus. Some people have abnormal menstrual cycle. So it affects the egg production. But where there is normal egg production, the next point is that the pregnancy happens in the tube instead of the uterus. And then it ruptures. The next pregnancy, you may have issues. And then the third thing I want to talk about is the uterus. You have a problem with your uterus as a result of excess mass, what we call uterine fibroid. Yes. Or there is something we call endometriosis. There is excess growth of certain tissues in the uterus, and it prevents pregnancy. So with women, those are the, let me say, risk factors of infertility for the ladies, for the women. With the men, right from birth, we call something undescended testicles. Every man has 2 testicles. They have 2 testes. So at birth, right at birth, normally we check whether the 2 balls are there, what we call balls. We check whether the 2 balls are there. Sometimes they are there, but they are not descended. With time, surgery can go on, help it. Some medication can also help the testes to descend. But where it doesn't descend, the man will be unable to give birth in future. So problems with the testes. And then some men have problems with their, what we call the glands, prostate glands. Yes, it's also cause infertility in men. And then heat. Sometimes we advise that men should not put their phones in their pockets and all that. Yes. Heat in men being exposed to, let me say, heat exposure can lead to infertility in men. So that's the little I can say for now
on that. So it means that
apart from the usual smoking, alcoholism, those cases are rare. They are not that major, but they are also contributing factors.
They are contributing factors to it. So is there a way that let's say a woman would be okay, like what you're saying, the causes and all that, and the woman is okay, everything is okay, but then there's still a problem of childbirth, or the man is okay and there's still a problem of childbirth?
Thank you. Most of the time, that is what we say, that the woman is okay, the man is okay. But when you bring the 2 couples together, you realize that they are not okay. There is something wrong somewhere. Mostly there is something wrong somewhere. But where the 2 of them are okay, of course, it's rare. You hardly get the 2 of them being okay. But where the 2 of them are okay, everything is fine, the man is okay, the woman is okay. For that one, we leave it to God. There's nothing you can do about it. But in most cases, when you meet the woman alone, she'll tell you, I'm okay, everything is fine. When you meet the man alone, he will also tell you, I'm okay, everything is fine. But when you meet the 2 together, something is not going well. Sometimes women have what we call increased rate of prolactin, what makes us produce breast milk. We have increased rate of prolactin. So with women, we have secondary infertility, where you've been pregnant before, you aborted, but because the breast milk, let me say, is still producing, the prolactin levels are high. And you see, the hormones responsible for breast milk are against pregnancy. So once the hormones are acting, the ones responsible for pregnancy cannot come into play. And so the lady will be infertile in a way. So she will say, I'm fine, I've been pregnant before. I don't know why I cannot give birth. But then when he comes to us and we do labs, that's where we realize that some hormones are higher than the other. Prolactin is counteracting what we call luteinizing hormone. That's the main hormone responsible for pregnancy. So when the prolactin hormone is there, it takes away the luteinizing hormone, it conquers what we call estrogen and progesterone, and it cannot give you that opportunity to get pregnant, even though you've been pregnant before. You see, yeah. So there is always an underlying problem, but we just have to fit the two of them together, and then we run the labs for them to be sure. And sometimes the lab, everything is fine, but the sexual activity is not okay. I met one lady pastor. She said, "Oh, as for sex, she doesn't have time." But everything is fine. Once they are not performing, you can't get pregnant. At least if you want to get pregnant, every other day there should be happy sexual relationship. Not like once a week or once every 2 weeks. No, every other day. Like minimum 3 times in a week, but maximum once every other day, and you will get it. So sometimes the sexual aspect doesn't also go well.
So it means that when you want to conceive, you need to have sex every other day, whether you are ovulating.
You need to have sex. And this kind of sex, mostly it's not the ones that you plan that, my wife, get ready, when I close from work and I come, we are having sex. No, the joyous ones. Today you are happy, the wife prepares the husband's favorite food, you play your kids play, running around, before you realize in the hall, you have it. As you are bathing in the bathroom, you have it. She's in the kitchen, you come from work, buy her something nice. And those ones, you get pregnant, I tell you. But the ones that lie there, do it and let me go today, I'm not in the mood. Those ones, you can hardly get pregnant.
So it means that it means that your mood even play a part in getting pregnant.
It plays a big part.
Plays
a big part.
So Auntie Gladys, let me ask another question. What are the steps that couples, like you're saying, you said that couple who wants to get pregnant, there can be problems, outlining problems. So what steps should they take if you realize you find out that you've been trying to get pregnant and then still you're not getting pregnant? What are the steps they should take? What are the steps they should take to find out what is going on? Is there a test they have to do? Is there, what are the procedures that they need to as couple?
All right. Thank you very much. The decision to get pregnant starts from the couple, like you rightly said. They decide that now they want to have children. Because normally after wedding, we are waiting for children. But the couple decide when to have children. So as soon as they decide to have children, the ladies, normally the women, it's us. The lady's mood is activated. She wants to have a child, and then they start planning from there. You don't really have steps that 1, 2, 3. Start having lively sex, a good mood sex. You can even take holidays, go out, have fun, and then see your doctor, your obs and gynae doctor, obstetrics and gynecologist. See the doctor. Let ask you some few questions to see if everything is okay, like we are discussing. And then that's it. Basically, you have fun, and then activate the mood, and then be sexually active, be available, no strenuous activity, or less, in case your work is kind of serious. You have to make time. If you take some leave, to at least, because if you come from work and you are tired, you have to go to the kitchen to cook, and you're also planning to make baby, the mood there will not be that complete. So maybe you can take some holidays, some leave, and then plan some fun, and off you go. And then you also have to check your menstrual cycle. You study it for like 6 months, and you are sure that these times are my ovulation times. So especially if you have a 28-day cycle, if you study it for like 6 months,
yeah, I can hear you.
likely to take place. And so with this, you plan, and then you carry the man along, and then.
Okay, so what we are learning now is that if you are trying to conceive or you're trying to, you need to have a lively and happily sex.
Exactly.
It's very important because from what we are saying means that the mood is very important. Those moods are when the how do the hormones becomes active, or triggers it to having to having a
you see, we are happy. You see, whatever women do, hormones come into play. Whatever women do, hormones come in. When you are depressed, hormones come into play. Certain hormones. When you are hungry, same way.
Okay.
When you are happy, you are highly elated, like you are happy, hormones come to play. And those hormones, when you take a little bit, you are good.
All right. So, please, can you help us with this? How to calculate your ovulation and the cycle? Can you help us? Because if someone wants to conceive, because these days most of the time most people don't know their ovulation period, their calculation. Yes. Can you help us?
Yes, please. So I'm going to give a simple one that we can all try.
Okay.
And maybe you've not studied it for some time, but when you start from today, I'm sure in 3 months' time, you get to know you. So those with the usual 28-day cycle, you don't have an issue, you don't have any problem. Yours is K. The very first day you see blood, note it. Just note the date or get a calendar and circle it. The very first day you see blood, no matter how little. Once you know it's your menstruation that has started, the very first day you see blood, note the time. And then count from that day. The very first day is day 1. The 14th.
Oh, viewers, we hope that we get connected soon. But we are talking about fertility and birth control. And we are speaking to a midwife from SNET Hospital. You need to have a lively sex. You need to have sex that you are happy and a happy mood and all that, because the hormones also count. You need to see your doctor as well. When you try that, you need to see your doctor. You need to run the tests. You need to check your menstrual cycle, which she was trying to educate us on. And she told us that men who wear tights and who, heat can also cause one to be infertile. So, and women have problems with their tubes and all that can also cause you not to get pregnant. We'll add her soon. I'm sure the network went down. But please come up with your question. Send your question. Immediately I connect her, I'm going to ask her all these questions. But basically, she was saying that you need to be in a happy mood to have sex. And also, if you are trying to conceive, you need to have sex every other day. Said the one that's in the kitchen, you take it. In the bathroom, you take it. Like you're saying, everywhere. So it means that every other day, you need to be actively having sex with your partner. And also, you need to be in good mood. You need to be in good mood as well. It's that, because she really hammered on that one. It means that even the way we feel can affect our sex life and can affect our child birth or child conceiving. So sometimes the mood is very important. The mood. Some women get angry angry with husbands, children. I mean, and then it's like I'm just lying down to take it. But you have a project you are doing, and then the project is saying that you need to be bubbly, you need to be happy, you need to receive it. Just like you're in church and the pastor is it's blessing you, the heart that you open up to receive. That is how you receive your husband. I mean, you need to be happy, you need to enjoy it, and not necessarily it's being in the bedroom alone. Kitchen, you can take it. Hall, you can take it. I mean, everywhere, to make it very interesting. She was saying that there's also when you have breast milk and you've even given birth before and you have breast milk, that breast milk is the only the breast milk is the only thing that can, I mean, fight with your conceiving, because when it's in play, it makes it difficult for you to conceive. But when your breast milk are not in place, so naturally some people have milk in their breast even though they are not pregnant, or their kids are all grown and they still are. She said that can be all a problem. So let's check our breast milk as well. Let's check our breast. If we find milk in them and we are not pregnant and we are not breastfeeding, as an alarm for you to see your doctor to check what is happening in the system. She was also talking about the fact that you need to sometimes move from where you've always been. If it's in the house, you've been in Accra for some time, you need to change location to spice up the love making and the sex, to allow the kids to be happy when they are, I mean, flowing, So I'm trying to add here for more. The network is very bad, but please come up with questions. Send your questions. If you have experienced something like that, how did you handle it? What was your outcome? Help people, because we are all watching and we want to know how it goes, because birth control and fertility is a topic that if it's not handled well, one becomes very lonely, sad, thinking that she's in it alone. But there's always something that can be done. And relaxing, you need to relax. You need to relax. You don't need to be like panic. You don't need to be aggressive. I mean, when you're in that mood, she was saying that it doesn't really help. So you need to relax and then enjoy your mood, enjoy the sex, because sex is supposed to be enjoyable. All right, hello. All right, so she was helping us calculate our ovulation times, and then the net went up. But hey, we are back again. Let's keep going. We are back. No, going back. So please, let's keep going.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I was saying that those of us with a 28 days cycle, we don't really have an issue to struggle with, because ours is con. Once you are 28 cycle, whatever happens, the very first day you see blood, the very first day you start menstruating, on the 14th day is your ovulation day. So the very first day you see blood, you can get a side calendar if you don't want your husband to know, you don't want anybody to see. You can get a small side calendar in your wardrobe or in your drawer or anywhere. In a book, you can even write the date that, oh, you saw your first blood on the 16th. So the very first day, you note the date. And then you count from there to the 14th day. That's if you're a 28-day cycle. How will I know I'm 28-day cycle? Okay, so the very first day you saw blood, you started menstruating, irrespective of the number of days you menstruated. When was the next date you saw blood again? So you are going to note the first day you saw blood in January, and then the next date you also saw blood in February. Then you count from there. First day from January to the next day from February. The number of days, you note it down. Maybe this year, 2020, January to February, you had 28 days. Okay, so you've noted it. When was the first day you saw blood? Maybe you saw it 2nd January. And then when was the next one you saw blood again? Maybe 3rd February. When you counted, it was 28 days. Okay, so you move. The 3rd February was the last time you saw blood. To March. March, which day are you going to see blood again? So the very first day you see blood in March, you note the date as well. So you are going to count from the previous one. Last month was what? Like 3rd. So you count from 3rd to the next date in March. Please, are you getting me? If I'm going fast, let me know.
Yeah.
So the next date you saw in March, you count and you get the number of days. If you are 28-day cycle, when you do this continuously for 6 months, you realize that 28 days will appear like 3 times. And the other days like 27, 26 will come once. And then every woman has a shorter cycle and a longer cycle. So you are going to record like 25, 26 days in one of the months. You are going to record up to like 30 to 35 days in one of the months. And then your regular one is going to appear like 3 times. So that's your cycle. So if I'm 28 days, please, are you getting me?
Yeah, we are getting you. We will ask questions if we are not getting you. Yes.
Okay, so if you are 28 days, the very first day you saw blood, you count, the 14th day is K, it will hit. That's your apple. Your ovulation date be that. Those areas from 10th to 14th, you don't fight. You create the atmosphere. You don't ask for things. The thing that he's promised is not coming. Forget it. Because you are planning, you want a child. So that's where you are going to treat him like a prince. So all the jokes and everything aside, prince of the house, that's where you are going to do the hello honey baby. And that's where you are going to receive the hallelujah into your system. On the 14th day, you hit hammer and you get it.
Oh, wow. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. This is very, very interesting. I hope that we are taking notes. The 14th day is K. That is not when you fight.
It's K, no
so
two
please,
ways.
that is when you start the praises. You know, you start praises. Before you start the church, you start the praises, you dance. Yes.
So on the 10th, no one started
the hallelujah.
On the 11th, on the 12th, you can fire.